right, what's up, everybody? It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. First of all, it's cafecito time. Cheers. And
I got water.
close enough. But actually, it's 4:30 over where you're at, so timing's a little off. This is my evening coffee. But anyway, everybody, welcome to the show. Zach, what's going on? Good to have you on the chat. John, all about the U. Yes, please go hit that like button if you haven't already. Manolo's still employed. The admin's totally incompetent. Hey, be patient, guys. Be patient. While we're on the subject, so today was an oddly quiet day on Twitter.
Yeah.
And conventional wisdom would tell you, and experience, being a college football fan and watching the sport would tell me that silence might be a good thing. Is that the vibe you're getting right now?
No, it's definitely a good thing. I think the decision's being made, and it could be as early as probably Friday. And I think the silence is a good thing because it means that nobody's talking and nobody's leaking anything out right now. So it typically means a decision's been made or is about to be made. And the announcement will come shortly thereafter. So I think it's a positive.
Yeah, I think it is too. I think talks and decisions were made behind closed doors, and like you said, certain information hasn't really been getting leaked today like it was earlier in the week. So maybe somebody stepped in and said, "No, shut the door. Let's decide on this thing now." That's at least the vibe I'm getting. So yeah, big contrast from yesterday, because like the last 24 hours have been like, you know what, I'm turning my phone off. This is too much.
You don't even know how many times I had to charge my phone yesterday. It was like every time I looked at my phone, I'm like, I gotta charge it again. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't think my phone stopped buzzing until actually it didn't stop buzzing until after I went to like bed, because Flo's group chat was going bananas after the show too. So my phone did not stop the entire day yesterday.
That the Flo chat is a different animal.
Hey, I see 863 in the chat. He just got promoted in the Flow chat. So congratulations, dog.
Yeah. No, and I was watching most of the show last night, you and Flo, and having Javi on, that was hilarious.
He had no idea. Like, after the show, we were still in StreamYard just, chopping it up. And he was like, dude, you actually got me. Like, nobody gets me like that. Nobody. And I was like, I had to do it. I had to do it to you.
Yeah. So Macho Man 79 says he's asking, I keep hearing the name Epstein. I know he's a BOT, but why does that matter? Why don't you let's see, how can we answer? You want to try to answer that?
I mean, it's probably public knowledge. He's the liaison between the AD and the board of trustees, so everything has to be basically run through him. I don't think he's always been a Manny supporter, and he's very close with Manny Sr. So there's a lot of blame directed at him, anyways. But personally, I don't think anyone in the board is going to be making this decision. They obviously still have to vote on it, but I think Julio Frank and the guys working under him, directly under him, helping him make these decisions athletically, I think those are the ones that are going to be making the decision. So, I mean, there's a lot of blame that should go to Epstein. It's been going nuts on Twitter the past couple of days just because he's done a lot to try and keep Manny where he's at, because, Manny Sr. is a big influence with him. But I don't think ultimately he's making the decision. So, yeah.
Gotcha. All right, Chug Mo Beer, as always, ever so loyal. Thank you for the donation. John and Max, Cafecito and Canes, let's go. Smash that like button and support the channel. Thank you very much, sir. They're loyal to not just my channel, not just Flo's and yours, but pretty much anybody producing any kind of Kings content. Chug Mo Beer is on the chat, so thank you very much, sir. Thank you. That clears it up. Epstein is the same. So off with his head. All will be known very soon, guys. I feel like this, like we were saying, the silence is a good thing, and I think we're nearing some kind of decision, some kind of announcement. Tomorrow's already Thursday, and I know December 2nd is that day where I think it's that day where Manny's buyout becomes $2 million less. Is that the day?
So I think it's either today or tomorrow, but at the end of the day, we need an AD before we fire the head coach. So ultimately, at this point, it doesn't really matter. We just got to get the AD in place first. So we'll see what kind of happens with that. Hopefully, we do get an AD this week because I need some good news.
Yeah, because somebody put a question on Twitter. And it was like, if Manny's retained, which again I don't think he will be, but say hypothetically he's retained, what are our chances against Texas A&M? And I retweeted it, 0.0 chance. We are not beating Texas A&M.
Well, the better question is, if we're playing Texas A&M next year, is Manny going to be the head coach? It's still going to be the same answer.
Yeah, well put. But if we could touch on some good news real quick, congrats to Tyler Van Dyke, who was named ACC Rookie of the Year, I believe, for the season. Well deserved, because I think he was ACC Rookie of the Week like 5 times. So yeah, you kind of had to give it to him. Yeah, and I heard you guys talking about this last night. Like, looking at the conference, I mean, as far as Heisman contenders coming out of the ACC, I can't really think of anybody that's going to top him going into next year.
Yeah, because Pickett's gone, Brennan Armstrong's gone, DJ Uiagalelei's probably transferring to Oklahoma if Venables leaves and what's his face transfers out, Caleb Williams. That's just how I feel. Sam Howell's probably going pro. He hasn't made an announcement yet. Duke's quarterback is not very good, and he's transferring.
What about Jordan Travis, bro?
The guy couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he tried. He couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. So, it's pretty tough out there. So yeah, I think TVD is the favorite to win ACC Quarterback of the Year next year, and potentially in that Heisman running if he plays as well as he did, this season for sure.
Oh yeah, no, that quarterback room is in great shape, because you got him maybe playing. If all goes well, he'll probably play one more year, go in the first round, second round, hopefully first. Then you got Garcia, then you got Ja'Cory Brown, and then there's prospects in the 24 and 25 class.
Yeah,
that are interested in Manny. A lot of them that, if the next couple of years go like we think they should, we'll have our pick. Let's see. The ACC will be even more wide open next year. Manny could still win it. Mario would.
Couldn't win it.
Couldn't win it. I was going to say, really? No, couldn't win it. Man, I mean, this year was a golden opportunity for him to win it,
and he still couldn't.
Yet another reason why he's got to go. Do you guys think the AD is announced? Do you guys think the AD is announced, Manny fired, and new coach is announced all within days? That is a tight window, but signing day is on us. I'll let you field this one first.
I don't think it's a tight window, just because, as Flo has kind of mentioned numerous times, this process has been about 8 weeks already. The search for the AD, a search for a head coach, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's a tight window, just because I feel like there's been a lot of stuff planned out prior to, and I think we have a pretty good understanding on who we want and if they're attainable once we do hire that AD. So I think it's going to be pretty quick. It's not going to be the same day. I don't think we're going to make all 3 moves in the same day, or even 2 of them in the same day. I don't think we're going to hire an AD and fire Manny in the same day, maybe a day later. I would love it if they just did all 3 at once, because that'd be awesome. It would be like the best day of my life. But I know they want to get it done before early signing day. So it's going to be done.
Yeah, I think getting it done before that day would be huge, because although we don't have a huge class, we barely even have a class. But within that within the commits we do have, there's some studs that I want to keep. and a few prospects out there that may still commit last minute.
I see some of those prospects in the chat right now.
Oh yeah. All right.
One of the comments lists 3 of them.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Bye bye Bosworth. I saw Eddie Nunez on YouTube. The guy looks like a guy who should host a game show. The guy wins the interview battle, but does he have any of the gravitas that Zoe brings? Well, from what I do know about Eddie Nunez, he does have a hell of a track record coming from LSU. He spent 14 years at LSU. I think you were filling me in before.
Yeah. He's got what he needs. He walked into New Mexico and fired everybody. So he has whatever you're describing right now. And some. He's one of the best negotiators in all of college football. Well, in all college sports. He's got a great relationship with Nike and a lot of other things as well. So I think personally he'd be a home run with a guy like Alonso working right next to him.
Yeah. Oop. Didn't want to miss your comment, Wesley. Heard an announcement is coming this Saturday. Any truth to this? Well, like we just said, it could happen by the end of the week. It could happen Friday. Could happen Saturday. I think in the next few days, I feel like something's happening.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything official about Saturday, but it could be around then. So we'll see. Let's see. Michael wants to talk some Wes, Kelly, and Stewart. All right.
Yeah. Well, we covered Wesley a lot yesterday on our show.
Okay.
Manny made the biggest mistake ever, being the first in-home visit with a homegrown kid. You have to be the last visit, because all the other staff is going to say, hey, how many McDonald's bags did Miami offer you? 2? I will give you 4. That's all they have to do. You have to be the last visit.
There's only quarter pounders in those bags, right? Just making sure.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, and then if they're the last visit, they're going to say, why would you go to Miami? They don't even have an AD. They don't even have a coach. You want to be that last visit so you can really tell them what's going on and make sure that everything's squared away, especially with a hometown kid. It's like the biggest rookie recruiting mistake ever, and this is his 6th year at Miami. It's unbelievable. Like, Flo went off about it last night on the show. He could not believe it.
Yeah, I caught a little bit of that. Yeah. Someone just put it in the chat pretty simply. Yeah, and I agree with what he said. That last comment there.
Yeah, I agree.
At this point, what else? We're not only beating a dead horse. The horse has been dead for months. Like, no need to beat it anymore.
It's fun sometimes.
It is fun. It is fun. Bobby says, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about early signing day. We have a lot of young guys that are playing well. That's very true. It's far more important to make the right hire rather than rush it just because of early signing day. Yeah, no, I agree. You shouldn't try to rush it just because of early signing day, but if they can get the if they can put everything in place by then, that would be ideal.
It's not a rush because it's been 8 weeks already.
And like you just said, and yeah, if you don't think conversations and negotiations have been had leading up to this, I mean, you're crazy. Like, there was this narrative, it was like in the last 2 weeks that, oh, they're just starting their search now. Like, there's no way they just started their search now. There's no way.
8 weeks.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Another recruiting question from Sigmund. Thank you for the $5 dono. Max, John, what's up? What's up with the 2 JUCO defensive tackles that Miami was looking at? You talking about Myron Green and that other kid, the one from FIU, you guys?
No, Jeffrey Mba. He's at
Jeffrey
Independence.
Mba.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, JUCO. Okay.
I mean, nothing really. Mba just had an official visit to Auburn. He's never really gone to games before college. Like the Miami game he went to a couple weeks ago, he said he was on Rasa and Dave's show. He said it was the first game he's ever been to in college because he's not from America.
Right.
He's from Africa but lived in France. So he loved the experience, but obviously he got to go to the Iron Bowl, which I'm sure
Mhm.
was a ton of fun, and they almost won that game. So I haven't really got any updates. I know Flo and I are going to start focusing on recruiting again because this admin stuff sucks. So we're going to have a lot more answers here in the next week or two with recruiting.
All right. And then Wesley Joyner says Chris Stockton is saying an announcement's coming Saturday. I actually did not catch that, but I'll have to look into that.
Mr. Chris,
All right.
I will take it.
Yeah. Good source. All right. Let's see what else. What else? Do you guys believe? Do you guys believe Zoe's hired to run football operations regardless of who the new AD is? That's an interesting question.
I believe so.
You believe so? I mean, that would be amazing. Whatever. I'm almost more concerned about that than I am about like just get a solid, experienced, reputable human being as AD. At this point, but with between like 4 or 5 names that are out there, just get one of them.
Like I would. This is gonna be terrible to say out loud, but I would take like another Blake James, just away from football, with Zoe having full control. The new Blake James can't touch the baby of football, and Alonzo gets to run everything. You just go raise money, and Alonzo will make the decisions. And over time, I think the other sport programs are gonna get better just because of the success of football, and that's kind of what built this university. Obviously, that's not my preference, but I just need Zoe in the door. I think he's the most important piece right now.
I would have to agree with that. With all I've read up on Zoe and like if you really dive deep and study like his resume, like what he's done the last 30 years, working in the NFL and all that stuff, the guy's a monster. Like getting him in would be money. That would be huge. And really at the end of the day, that's what he wants. He wants free reign. He wants, if it's an AD that just raises money and doesn't bother him. And he's like, hey, we need an upgrade for the practice facility. Hey, we got to upgrade the player locker rooms. Done. That's ultimately the relationship that needs to be had there. Let's see. God, no Blake James. Max is on the sauce.
Say literally Blake James, just somebody that can fundraise and allow Alonzo to do his job.
Let's be clear. Blake James was a good fundraiser. It's part of the reason he hung on to the job as long as he did. And also, if some people forget, he was the interim AD and he got hired as the full permanent AD, I think by Donna Shalala at the time, when basically he stuck around during the whole Nevin Shapiro thing. Which, at the time, I get it, makes sense. It was in
doesn't make sense, John. You know what his role was prior to being the AD?
What was it?
Ticket sales.
I know he worked in the ticket office, but that was
he went from ticket sales. He knows nothing about, never knew anything about any sport in his life. He was a ticket sales guy.
All right, I stand corrected. Never mind. Just delete what I just said.
Yeah, get him the heck out of town.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And remember in 2013 when he got hired, basketball was kicking ass. That was that Larinaga, the Sweet 16 run with Shane Larkin and all those guys. That was that season. We were absolved of the whole NCAA scandal, officially. Finally the cloud was lifted. And Al Golden starts 7-0 that year. Sports were red hot in Miami. I don't know what baseball was doing at the time, but whatever. You got what I'm saying? So it was literally from that, and it's that high point when he got hired, and it's been a steady decline since. Let's see. Kane's Insight said no news is good news till Saturday. At Maine or UMass. He was at Maine, I believe, Blake James. Yeah, I think it was at Maine. Who cares at this point? I'm already expecting not to like the AD hire, but if Zoe runs football, I will take it. If it's who we're thinking it is, I think you guys will like it.
Well, A lot of people don't, but what they don't understand is there's things called silent killers that don't always get the credit, like Ishmael Aristide when he was at Texas A&M,
Mm-hmm.
like DVD and Cooney before DVD had an on the field rule, that are just amazing at their job and they get no credit. That is Nunez at LSU. The guy raised over $400 million when he was there.
Yeah.
So I would take him if that's who it is.
With Lashley gone, if Manny gets fired, who coaches the bowl game? We've bounced this around, before. I think it should be Jess Simpson to be the interim coach, but at that point, it's for one game, and we're basically going to have, because Manny was a D coordinator, we're not going to have a defensive coordinator. We're not going to have an offensive coordinator. It's going to be kind of like,
yeah, it's gonna be Simpson as the head coach, just so T. Rob can focus on calling plays on defense, and it's gonna be Rob Likens as the OC.
no,
That
there you go.
it's cut and dry to me, but they could mess things up royally because they like to do that.
This is what you do.
But it's one game, so who really cares, right?
It is one game, but on the other hand, it's like I'm tired of losing every 17 bowl games in a row or whatever it's been. Like,
Are they? I like what I just saw in the chat. Are they going to pull a Oklahoma and have Mark Richt come coach the bowl game like Oklahoma's doing with Bob Stoops?
That's crazy. I read that and I was like, "There's no way that's true."
You know what's crazier? He's doing in-home recruiting visits for them right now.
That's insane.
He's literally traveling to go to houses and recruit people and say, "Hey, just come anyway. We have a plan." Like, that dude just bleeds Oklahoma. It's awesome to see.
He is Oklahoma. Bob Stoops is Oklahoma. Like,
100%.
Even though you're sitting on that couch and you're listening to him talk and you're one of the parents, it's like, yeah, like obviously he's not coaching your kid, but you believe what he's selling. He was very successful there for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. We got Jazz Santana coming on in a few minutes. He texted me a little bit ago. The best thing everyone can do is stay off social media until ESPN makes a confirmation. Agreed. For your own mental health.
How are we gonna see that ESPN made a confirmation if we get rid of our phones and
alerts?
Media?
You have your alerts turned on.
But we're getting rid of social media.
Not getting rid of, just stay off it. Take a little bit, a little cleanse for a couple days. Not a bad thing.
I considered throwing my phone in a lake yesterday, so.
Yeah, don't do that. Hey, Max Hers, there's a lot of disinformation out there to make us dysfunctional.
Dysfunctional, yeah. That is 100% accurate.
That is 100% true.
By certain individuals.
Yeah. So one thing. Well, actually, you know what? Let's switch gears really quick because we were talking about recruiting earlier, and there was some portal news today. For one thing, Chris Bowl from the University of Florida.
The Miami curse, huh?
Yeah. So he's an edge rusher at the University of Florida from the 2019 class. Was tweeting a lot of pro Gator stuff. Everything seemed fine. Then all of a sudden, boom, he drops the little edit that, I would like to thank blah, 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 blah. And he's hitting the portal. And this is a very, very high 4-star prospect coming out of high school. 6'3", not the biggest dude. He's kind of in that, God, what's his name? The kid from South is why am I Anderson?
Dante Anderson?
Dante Anderson, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Derek Anderson. No, Dante Anderson. He's in that Dante Anderson mold. It is a position of need for sure, because I don't think anyone is scared of our edge rushers. What was your reaction when you saw that?
I mean, I posted it immediately in our group chat. Like, the Miami curse is real. All these dudes that spurn Miami end up in the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, at the end of the day, if Mario Cristobal is our next head coach, when Mario Cristobal is our next head, I'm just LeVar balling it, just speaking it into existence.
Uh-huh.
I will take whoever he wants to be on the team because that man knows how to recruit and he knows who to go after. So, yeah.
Yeah, Mario's two current edge rushers they're okay. They're not bad.
Yeah, one of them might be the first pick in the draft. Yeah, pretty decent.
Oh my God. When was the last time that happened? A DN was number 1 pick. Was it Mario Williams?
Did Jadeveon Clowney go first overall, or was he second?
He was number 1, yes.
So probably him.
Probably him, and then like Mario Williams before that in like 05.
Yeah.
I remember the picture of Bogle and Manny at the beach.
Don't remind us, Terry.
We need DNs. Yes, we do. I liked the flashes I saw from Harvey, from Jafari Harvey. I like the flashes I saw from him. I like the flashes I saw from Chance Williams, but it needs to be more consistent.
Myles Garrett, by the way, was the first.
Myles Garrett. Okay. Yeah, I knew there was another one. Okay. Yeah, because nowadays it's always quarterbacks, but
yep.
Damn, it's that dude is about to make a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, what's up? Hey, Les, what's going on? Less than 2 weeks for recruiting, and the user hasn't addressed that fan base. All will be figured out. I'm not too concerned. Let's see. We need more linebackers than. What do you think is more a position in need, linebacker or DN right now? I think it's linebacker.
So as far as players on the roster, we need more defensive ends.
You think so?
Yeah, because if you look at the young guys we have at linebacker, Tyreek Austin-Cave, Deshaun Troutman, Chase Smith, Keontre Smith, that's a solid group. But when you look at the defensive ends, it's Chance Williams, it's Elijah Roberts, who's not even – he's a swing. He plays defensive end and defensive tackle. And then you have Thomas Davis, who's pretty undersized for defensive end, should be playing linebacker. And Jabari Ishmael, who needs to put on another probably 30 pounds before he sees the field. So we're more thin at defensive end. In terms of starting power, I still might say defensive end because no team that can't get pressure with 4 is going to have a solid defense. And we can't even get pressure with sending 5 or 6. So we need both. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We need both, and we need both bad. So,
yeah, that was so weird seeing, and it wasn't just trying to rush 4. It was blitzing. It took forever to get to the quarterback, even if we were setting like 6, 7, or 8.
Ridiculous.
I did not get that at all. What's up, Taz?
What up?
Yeah, this guy. He texted me he wasn't doing anything. I figured, I guess he could be on.
Whatever. I got nothing else to do. I got nothing else to do but be all nervous and crap and, drive myself crazy here. Although I did something different today.
You went to the gym?
Well, I did go for a run, but I actually worked. I actually did work at work as opposed to staring at my phone on Twitter all damn day. And it's still, it didn't really make a difference. It didn't really make a difference. Nothing happened anyway, so I don't know what the hell to do at this point. Like, right? I'm trying to switch things up, but nothing's happening.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm glad you're here. We'll put your mind at ease a little bit.
Will we?
Yeah. I mean, look, Max, something about what he said was very soothing. Okay. I don't know if it's his voice or what.
What did I say?
I mean, you were confirming what I thought. That's, we were saying, we started the show saying, listen, it's been a little silent today, but silence could be a very good thing. And we're thinking / have heard things that, basically there was information being leaked trying to make us look dysfunctional, and someone stepped in and put a stop to that and was like, all right, let's make a decision. And behind closed doors, I think a decision either has been made or is being made as we speak. So I think that is a very good sign. Because, we know the name that has been floating around Twitter the last 48 hours that's kind of thrown a monkey wrench into the whole thing. And
Manny Diaz? Oh.
Yeah, last 48 hours, not 3 years.
Yeah, I hate that guy. here's the good thing, right? Here's what I
Mhm.
take out of this, the positive news that I take out of all of this. Max, you might want to both of you want to chime in on this. The fact that they haven't really spoken about hiring an OC,
Get
replacing.
this man out of here.
Oh Jesus! Wow, the internal optimist, not the eternal, internal optimist.
Mhm.
I mean, the fact that they haven't, really spoken about that too much or at all. The fact that they need to replace, an offensive coordinator and more than likely a wide receivers coach is probably good news, right? Like, I don't know. Well, I mean, is that good that they're not even talking about that?
And an offensive line coach
And an offensive line
and
coach, right.
I mean, and having to hire a new DC because Manny sucks at calling a defense. But again, he wasn't promised to be retained, so maybe he doesn't have the ability to even attempt to hire people.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I
It's kind
guess.
of,
But they
you
haven't
know,
even spoken about it, right? Like they haven't really talked about that. So
no, like Manny hasn't had a press conference say, "Hey, appreciate Lashley for everything he's done. We're looking for a OC." Hasn't been done.
Yeah, that is odd. But we're talking just now, like, what do you do for the bowl game? And I'm like, listen, just give TVD a legal pad, put X's and O's on a paper. It's like, here, boys, I'm calling the plays.
He could do it. He could just call the plays that Lashley had. I mean,
Why not? A little
he knows the
backyard
playbook.
football. It would be fun.
we'll see. So what else are you guys talking about here? What did I miss?
We talked a little, some recruiting, some portal news. I'm sure you heard Chris Bogle of the Florida Gators just hit the portal like in the last hour or two or something like that.
Yeah.
We also talked about not to watch a show tonight, Jazz. I think.
Don't do it. Don't do it because tonight's gonna be an absolute show on there.
I mean, plug it. Go ahead. Who you got on tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know who's coming on. Oh, actually, yeah, the usual people, right? Vish, who was on Max's show last night. I think actually Paul, who used to write, he used to write for Stefan over there at where's Stefan at?
State of the U.
State of the U. He's right? Is it State of the U? Yeah, he used to write for them. So he used to do a lot of stuff with us, but he actually moved and lives in Portland, Oregon, of all places. He lives in Oregon, so he's gonna come back on the show tonight and talk a little bit with us, and so maybe he can kind of chime in on what's going on over there.
He's the one that's got the moving truck, right?
No, he is
No, like from Mario, right? He's got the moving truck.
Oh,
from
he
Mario.
does. Yeah, right. Well, he works at the airport and he has a private jet gassed up already for him. So he actually does work at the airport, which is kind of funny. So, but yeah, so we'll have those guys on. If you guys want to jump on, please feel free to jump on. I know I talked to Max earlier today, and I figured I would talk to John now. So if you guys want to jump on, it'll start in about half an hour or so. So it'll be nice. It'll be on the YouTube network and on 5 Reasons Sports. It's called the Six Rings Canes.
Cool. Yeah. Tune into that. You got a doubleheader tonight.
And a triple header actually, because I'm doing a coaching carousel thing with Brian the Beast London and with Robbie Campbell later on again. So that'll be later tonight. I know.
Very nice.
It should be interesting.
So David Graham is asking, what do you feel if Oregon gets hammered by Utah again and Lane went 10-2 in the SEC? Do you move Lane up and Fickle keep Mario number one? Fickle's probably getting the Notre Dame job, or should. But that's a good question. Do you? I mean, I know my answer, but do you move Lane up the list? Like, how do you guys feel about that? If Oregon kind of bottoms out at the end of the year,
I think Mario might be a little sidetracked.
one foot out,
right? That's what I would say. Yeah.
Nah, Mario's the number one option. He's gonna rebuild the trenches. He's gonna rebuild the team through his recruiting, which is what he does. There's a lot of questions about Lane in terms of how long is he going to be here, in terms of some of the locker room problems that we've been plagued with under Manny Diaz. So I would keep Mario at 1 regardless of what happens.
Yeah, and Jazz, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I think Mario is number one for sure. Um, I just feel like listen. I love Lane. I love Lane. I think Lane would be real nice here also. All right, it'll be exciting to watch. That's for sure, right? Like one way or the other, it's going to be exciting, whether it's on the field or off it or both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and to be honest with you, like I feel like both of them can handle this type of program in their own unique way, right? Obviously, they're two completely different personalities. So one's going to handle it one way, like a disciplinarian. The other one may be a little more loose. But I just think that the reason I like Lane is because I just think he's grown up a little bit. I think he's a little bit different now than maybe he was 5, 6, 7 years ago. You know, is he still a little bit of a wild guy? You know, maybe, but that's just him. That's the way he is. And you know what? Players love playing for him, right? I mean, and he's had success, right? Whether you know he's had his issues here and there, he has, but he's had success. And then on the other side, it's you know Mario with the disciplinarian attitude and stuff like that. But I just think you know I think he gets mistaken for not being a player's coach either. I think he is, but I just think he's the type of attitude, the right attitude that I think this program needs anyway. So and just everything else as a whole, he's you know he's obviously a local guy and all that, but you know his Rolodex, as we talk about all the time, is the kind of guys that he could possibly bring down here. Um, and the kind of kids that he's going to get down here. He's going to get those guys. I know we've talked about this a lot, but the guys that are on the fence, I think, you know, hop off the fence and stay on this side, right? So, you know, it'll be interesting to see, but he's definitely my number one also.
Yeah, I was gonna touch on that the whole disciplinarian thing, that the image that he has, but real quick, Chug Mobeer, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Okay, hashtag Zoe at AD, hashtag Mario HC, hashtag Muschamp, defensive coordinator, hashtag Dorsey at OC, Canes for life. Be very happy with that lineup. I've said it before, I wouldn't mind Ken Dorsey calling plays at all. So thank you for that, Chug. Quick question for you guys on the Mario thing. Because he's the antithesis completely of Manny Diaz. And it would be quite a culture shock. And remember, a lot of these players like playing for Manny. Manny's a little more lax, shall we say, than Mario.
A little?
Just a touch, just a smidge. Do you guys think that maybe that first year it would be a tough transition for a lot of this team because they're used to playing and practicing one way, and all of a sudden while I agree, Max, he is a little more of a player's coach than people think, but he will rule that practice field with an iron fist for sure. And he's not going to let any, BS go down. What do you guys think about that first year? Is it going to be a rough transition? We'll start with you, Max.
100%. It's going to be a rough transition regardless. But you either get right or you get left behind. So I'm more than okay with it. I think he would do an amazing job here. And if people do leave, he will get people here that will listen to him. And I would take that.
Yeah. Jazz,
Yeah, there's going to be a culture shock, culture shift for sure, 100%. I think with any of the guys that come in, whether it's Mario or Lane or anybody else, but for the most part, if we're just talking about Mario here, yeah, it's going to be a culture shock. There's going to be guys that are not going to get in line, you know, and those guys just won't be playing, right? Like he's not going to take crap from these kids, and half of those kids are going to transfer out, and they may be talking crap because that's how kids are, right? Oh, he didn't play me, or he was so, this, that, and you know how they are, right? That's kids. That's how they are. So, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of a shock. It's going to be a tough transition for some of these guys, but that's where the leadership, kind of steps up, and some of the players, like guys like TVD and James Williams and Cam Kitchens and those kind of guys need to step up and take control as well from a team perspective. And I think it'll be okay. You're still going to see some guys come and go. It's going to happen. It's just the nature of the beast. So, but I think it'll be all right.
And with the guys he might lose, because he might, some might get flushed out, but he could bring some guys in. Some guys could follow him from Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I mean, I know a lot of people are talking about Justin Flo and
Yeah.
some of the other big names, but I mean, there's recruits that have committed to him now that might come over, right? Or there's some guys that maybe hit the transfer portal that are looking at Oregon, but the minute he decides to come to Miami, then that focus is going to shift, right? I mean, you saw Earl Little was in Oregon, right? So that will probably help with
Mhm.
him as well, especially with everything that's going on. But I mean, a lot of things are going to change, and you'll see it. And you'll see it happen. I think you'll see it happen just like it's happening with USC and Oklahoma. That you'll get a lot of kids that are committed over, that were committed at Oklahoma, decommit and or transfer out, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, like some of those kids said, they were committed to Lincoln Riley, not so much Oklahoma.
Notre Dame's hiring Marcus Freeman.
Yeah, that's what somebody broke there. Is that legit?
Yeah. Flo and I called it. Everyone called us out in the Flow chat. They're like,
Oh, wow.
you guys are full of it. And I'm like, dude, they're gonna hire him.
No, I kind of saw that coming too. Yeah.
Okay.
Big move, man. Oof.
That's big. I mentioned Fickle about 10 minutes ago, and Max was like kind of quiet. I'm like, do you know something?
You can't let that dude leave. He's known in the coaching circle, like the top coaches, that he's like the next can't miss head coach.
Talk about Fickle.
No, Freeman.
Oh, Freeman.
Like,
okay.
you can't let him leave Notre Dame. It was 100% the right decision. He's going to save that recruiting class now.
Tommy Reese is staying too.
Yeah, it was needed. Very, very needed.
They needed some continuity for sure after Brian Kelly just dipped. Let's see. I had a question on here. You guys were talking about possible defensive coordinators last night on your show. Will Muschamp, assuming, let's say Mario comes here or some big name head coach comes here, what are the chances that a guy like Muschamp can step down from head coaching and be a defensive coordinator?
I mean, he's not really coaching much right now. He's like an analyst right now, right? So
true.
I think he could do it. I don't think, it's possible he doesn't want the responsibilities of a head coach again. Now that he's had some time away from it, a lot of the guys are like that. So I mean, I don't think it's a high chance, but I think it's possible.
Gotcha. Randy's saying, watch for an OU wide receiver to Miami thanks to Rambo. Max, is that a possibility? Is there someone he's maybe talking about there specifically, or just in general?
So here's my thing. Maybe Hazelwood, because he's from the crib, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's talked a lot of mess about us, but he's from the crib. However, Rambo played for Manny Diaz and Rhett Lashley. Neither of them are going to be here. So I don't think he would sell his old teammate to a school with this much unknown. Personally, that's just how I feel about it. I don't think it's a probable. I don't think it's probable. So,
all right,
unless it's Hazelwood, maybe.
What about the kid Weiss? Right, Weiss,
yeah,
is that his name?
But again, like, Rambo's not going to pitch him to strangers.
Right.
No Manny Diaz, no Rhett Lashley. I don't see him pitching to strangers.
Yeah, that's a good point. Sigmund's saying, I thought Hazelwood was from Georgia.
Yeah, you're right, Sigmund. He is. You're right. But he was messing with the crib. And he's already wanted to transfer back once.
That I am aware of. But yeah, so I think we're coming up on that time. Jazz, I know you have your show in about 15 minutes. Is that correct? At 8:30?
Yeah, about 8:30.
Okay. Well, I want to give you enough time to set up and everything, but
I got you know what? It's fun. I got Vish taking care of all of it today, baby. So
nice.
Yeah. So I mean, he does a really good job. So
smart. Delegate, man. That's smart. We'll end with this. Terrence Lewis back to Miami, just putting that out in the universe.
Max, that's gonna happen, right? T2.
That is fully up to whoever the head coach is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He does this all the time. Max does this all the time.
How do I know?
He's
Oh, you know.
He's right.
No. But
No,
how?
no, I'm just kidding.
He has to have. He has to be allowed to come home.
Well, that and look, listen. I mean, I know that he messed with us a lot, right? He played the game and he played it hard. You know, when he was doing the whole commitment thing. So I think that just because of that, that kind of left. Again, who knows who's going to be here? You're right. So that whoever comes in is not really going to care what he did, you know, when he committed to Maryland anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
Listen, I know it's not the same thing, but Cleveland took back LeBron with open arms. So, you know, it's like fans have short memories. But yeah, so anyway, guys, Chugmo Beer, thank you very much. Jazz Santana, let them know you got your show in like 13 minutes now. Let everybody know where they can find you so they can flip over to that and get a doubleheader of Canes football.
Yes, football content. Yeah, you can check us out on the 5 Reasons Sports YouTube channel. Just type in the search engine on YouTube 5 Reasons Sports. Should pop up there. It's called the Six Rings Canes show. Six ring. It's hard to say, man. I even have a hard time saying it.
Six Ring Canes.
Six Ring Canes show. So we'll be on at about 8:30. We'll talk a little bit of transfer portal news, of course. We'll continue the madness that is the AD and the coaching search. So it'll be fun. And you guys obviously are more than welcome to come on the show as well, man.
All right. Thank you very much. Max, let them know real quick where they can find you. Let them know of your weekly show and all that good stuff.
Yeah, every Tuesday at 9:15. It might change to 9:30 just because Flo's a busy man. On the Miami Flow channel, the Maxed Out show. It's a ton of fun. Had the most viewers I've ever had on one of my shows last night, which was cool.
That was crazy.
I couldn't even pay attention to it was just scrolling past me. Yeah, that was nuts. But yeah, you can find me there. I don't really do too much stuff on Twitter. If you want to follow me there, you can. It's my name, Max Kesselhout. Good luck trying to spell it. But yeah, you can find me there as well.
Awesome. And actually, I wanted to announce this real quick at the end of my show. You just reminded me.
We have a new AD?
Yeah, I just got the note. No, I'm kidding. No, actually, I will be moving the Wednesday show to a different day, either Tuesday or Thursday. It just works out better for my new schedule. So this will be my last show on Wednesday. It'll either be Tuesday or Thursday moving forward. I'll still do my Saturday morning show for a little bit now while the season's going. I might take a break from that in the off season, but we'll see. But I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Thank you very much, Jazz, Max. Thank you guys for coming on as always.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it, man. Always, baby.
It's all about you. Go Canes.